reflector is only 1% of the population. So they are by far the rarest type, and they are extremely unique. And they are all totally, completely individual. So you may see two reflectors charts, and there's some really obvious similarities, which I'll discuss shortly, yet they're still completely unique and different beings, and no two reflectors are the same. Now, a reflector in quantum human design is called a calibrator. And in BG5, which is the business branch of the International Human Design School, reflectors are called evaluators. And so reflecting, calibrating, evaluating tells you a lot about their overarching bigger purpose. And they are here to reflect back the health of their environment. So it is really important for reflectors to be in good environments. And the thing that makes a reflector's chart completely unique is that they do not have any defined centers. And centers, which drive energy in the chart, all of the other types have at least two defined centers. And this is energy that they have consistent access to and broadcast out into the world. And in the undefined centers, this is where we receive the energies that others are broadcasting. Reflectors do not have any defined centers. All of their centers are undefined, which means they are always receiving the energy that other people are broadcasting. And they have a unique way of reflecting that energy back to them. And it's really interesting. I know a few reflectors online, but I've only met two in person where I didn't know, obviously I didn't know that they were reflectors until I ran their charts. And I'm pretty good at getting an idea of what somebody's type is. And for both of these reflectors, I was pretty sure that they were manifesting generators. Well, I'm a manifesting generator, and turns out like this totally makes sense. The reason I thought that they were manifesting generators is because they were reflecting back my energy to me. Because reflectors have all of these open centers and they don't have access to consistent energy anywhere, this means that they are very flowy, unique people, and every day they're going to be a little bit different. And knowing for reflectors, like knowing that you're a reflector can be so empowering because there's a lot of conditioning about like we need to have this specific identity and specific directions and all of these things. And it's actually not correct for a reflector. They get to flow and change throughout the days. And this also, I'll talk about this a little bit later, but this inconsistency in their energy affects their strategy and the way that they make decisions. So because their purpose is to reflect back the health of their environment and their community, it is super, super important for them to be in the right environment and with the right people. Otherwise, they are not going to feel very good. And the way for reflectors to be truly powerful is to be in the right environment. So finding that right environment is super important. As a reflector, always asking yourself, whenever you go into a new environment, ask yourself how you feel in this environment and really follow your feelings. Go to the environments that you feel good in and leave the environments that you do not feel good in. This is how you find your community too. Now, the aura of the reflector it's a quiet, unobtrusive, and sampling aura. And the aura is also like our nonverbal presentation. This is usually how we kind of pick up on who people are. And with that reflector aura being very quiet and unobtrusive, it's almost like reflectors can walk in the room and you won't necessarily feel them. And so they can be kind of hard to read. Their aura is also protective in a way because they have so many open centers where they are receiving energy from other people and reflecting it back. This could get super overwhelming. So they do have an aura that is protective for them a little bit so that they do not get overwhelmed by other people's energies. And their aura is sampling. So the way that they kind of get a feel for people is they can sample other people's energies and notice how it feels and reflect it back. And then it's important to also let that energy go and to not identify with it. Their strategy, this relates to their aura. This relates to the fact that they have all open centers, is well, they are meant to be initiated by other people and to be invited into things to find their correct people and their correct environments. But they do also want to take time, especially when it comes to making decisions. They want to take 28 days. And if you are a reflector and you just found out you're a reflector and you're like, that's crazy, that's insane, hear me out. Reflectors have a really unique connection to the moon. And this is what makes them very different from the other types. Reflectors have a connection with the moon and with cosmic cycles in a way that no other types have. And the moon moves through the entire chart every 28 and a half days or so. And as the moon moves through the chart of the reflector, it's going to give them definition in different centers over time. And the moon is very consistent for them. So over 28 days, they will get a consistent experience of who they are and how they feel and if certain decisions are correct for them. Now, I'm very blessed to have a teacher that is a reflector. So one of my teachers I'm currently studying BG5. I'm always studying something, and currently I'm studying BG5. And one of my teachers right now in that program is a reflector, and so is the assistant teacher, which is amazing that two teachers in the same class are reflectors. And so getting to learn from reflectors about reflectors is awesome because we are going over all the types, as you do in most programs. And my teacher was saying that the way she experiences the 28-day decision-making cycle, it's not like, I mean, it can show up as like, oh, and of course, this is for the big decisions, not about what you're going to have for lunch. This is big decisions like moving someplace or starting a new job or quitting a job or exiting relationships, like the big decisions. She said that what shows up for her usually is she will wake up one day with some kind of clarity about wanting to do something. And when she checks back into her calendar, she'll realize that the thing that she just woke up with clarity about first was initiated in her about 28 days prior. So I thought that was really fascinating. And it can also look like, okay, you have to make a decision on something, and then you wait through that 28-day cycle. You feel yourself every single day during that cycle to notice what your experience is and how you feel about it. And it's also important to talk with other people, trusted people about this. And you're not looking for advice. You just want to, it's just like soundboarding, hearing your voice reflected back to you about the decisions and the processes that you're going through. For reflectors, when they are not living in alignment, and a lot of the time this is, they're making decisions too quickly, they're not in the right place, they're not in the right people, they are not reflecting back the correct environments for them, their theme that lets them know that is disappointment. So they can feel disappointed in other people, in their environment, in their community, in what's going on in the world. And if they're feeling a lot of disappointment, that is definitely a sign that they're not living in alignment. Their signature theme when they are living in alignment is surprise and delight and joy and feeling good. And so these themes do let you know, like, you want to experience your signature theme significantly more than your not self or theme that you're out of alignment. So reflectors are definitely going for surprise and delight and not going for disappointment. So yeah, that is just like a little overview of the reflector type. And again, this type goes so deep. They're so unique. They are only 1% of the population. So there's a 99% chance that if you're watching this right now, you are not a reflector, and only a 1% chance that you are a reflector. And if you are one, we need your unique reflections. We need you to be in our environments, help reflect back the nature of that environment, evaluate what's going on, evaluate what could be better, and calibrate the environments that you're in. So the reflectors, the calibrators, the evaluators. And if you would like to know more about the reflector type, in the next few weeks, I will be releasing the Reflector Deep Dive course. I will put a link in the description and you can check it out there. In that course, I'll be going a lot deeper about the reflector type, how their aura works in the world, their just a lot more about their authority, this 28-day thing, this waiting to be initiated thing, common strengths and challenges that they may face, health, wealth, and relationship themes, and then also contemplations to help them connect deeper to their type so that they can really embody being a reflector and live in alignment so they can be on purpose and fulfill their potential. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.
That's it for today's episode. I know your time is important, and I'm so grateful you chose to spend it with me. It would mean the world to me if you engage with the episode by liking, subscribing, commenting, and letting me know any questions you have or what else you'd like to learn about. And the absolute best compliment is if you share with someone you think will benefit. It really helps me spread the message. Love and blessings to you.